Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. I'm just going to do a quick hitter here. I saw this on Yahoo News that Ron DeSantis was asked if he could have a phone call with Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney. What would he say to him? And he said, well, I tell him that, you're suing the state of Florida. You're going to lose that lawsuit. So I just tell you to drop the lawsuit. This is the lawsuit that Disney filed against him, saying that DeSantis and Florida are basically singling them out and targeting him because of their opposition to the Don't Say Gay law. And yeah, when I've read on that in the past, I didn't see Disney losing. I saw Florida losing. And so I think DeSantis is trying to, not so much a veiled threat, but maybe it's like, drop the lawsuit. We can have some backroom dealing or something like that. And there's the Ada coins just popped up, working on deals and stuff like that. He says, Universal and SeaWorld do well here, and they don't get the special treatment you do. What makes you think you need special treatment? Like the Reedy Creek Project and so on and so forth. Yeah, DeSantis. This guy's having a heartbreak here. I was just thinking about the Iowa and being heckled in Iowa. So we can make this the DeSantis reading here. What the DeSantis updates. Okay, so what's going on with Disney? Is Disney really going to drop this lawsuit? Are they going to listen to him, or are they just going to tell him where to stick it for entertainment purposes only? Yep, there he is. Going forward. Hey, Disney, you don't have to go forward with this lawsuit. We can talk, but this is Disney going forward with the lawsuit and the victory that's going to come with that lawsuit. And the thing is Disney goes forward with this lawsuit and they win. Not only have they come out against the Don't Say Gay, but they also come out on top of the Florida government in a legal case where government retaliated against them. So they're sitting in a really powerful position. So they're going to go for this, not only because of the Don't Say Gay, but you defeat this, and now Disney's naming their terms, because they're now the boss in Florida. It's not DeSantis, it's Disney. In the past, you had that agreement. Disney worked well with Florida, and they had special agreements. They had the Reedy Creek Project. Everything went forward. But when there was a disagreement to this agreement, then all of a sudden, because of the breaking of the agreement, Florida retaliated against Disney. Plain simple is what they did. So Disney filed this suit. So current situation is the Page of Pentacles. The suit's going forward. It's in the Page stage. Right now it's the Page stage, but this was the idea. This might be the idea of them dropping it, but it's still in the early stages of that lawsuit, and Disney looks like they're going to progress with it. Disney's got the advantage. They've got the best lawyers, and basically Florida broke the law. Florida broke its own laws, and Disney knows it, and they got lawyers to prove it. The outcome is Disney goes from a Two of Cups relationship to a lover's relationship. From minor arcana to major arcana, the lion becomes an angel. I think probably what will end up happening is Florida settles with Disney, and Disney gets a lot of stuff back. Like, they're going to dissolve that Reedy Creek political appointees that DeSantis put in there, and Disney will put their own stuff back in there. I don't know if things go all the way back the way they were, but Disney just exerted its authority. Not to mention DeSantis isn't governor forever, and the minute he's no longer governor and you got a new one in there, I suspect that governor, unless he's not a mini DeSantis, is going to want to welcome Disney right on back into the fold, the Magic Kingdom and all that. Yeah, Disney wins this case, and it's all good. All good on their end. Underneath it all, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Florida should try and settle. They should just try and settle. Going forward with this case isn't going to serve Florida at all. This is just an instance of that little man in charge of Florida trying to act like a big man and just getting owned by a corporation that is a juggernaut, a political juggernaut, a financial juggernaut, a pop culture juggernaut, and with a legal staff to back it. So, yeah, tin pot dictators don't stand a chance against this, against Disney, and this as far as this goes. I'm going to do a little quick research on Iowa, and I'll come right back in a second and do a reading on that. Okay, we're back. Not too much to read on that one. This all spurs on from DeSantis finally saying that Trump lost the 2020 election. And that's like hitting the hornet's nest with a stick as far as the MAGA crowd goes, right? So when he was at the Iowa State Fair, folks were chanting, "We want Trump," and people were in there, Trump won the 2020 election paraphernalia. And when he was trying to do a fireside chat, or a fair side chat as they called it, protesters were heckling with cowbells and trying to shout down so that they couldn't hear the questions and the answers. So basically, people exhibiting their right to protest, to shout down things they don't want to hear. Yeah, apparently a plane was flying overhead with the banner that says "Be nice." Be nice, DeSantis. Be nice, Ron, because he's got no personality. All right, so Ron DeSantis, Iowa. How did he leave Iowa? How's he feeling after his Iowa trip here? You know, we got that betrayal and such card. Let's see what pops up here. Expect he's going to be radio silent for a while. You know, I think Iowa affected him. I think it really affected him. His campaign has had financial problems, and I did a reading on that. And I think he is thinking maybe at this point he's considering pulling out of the race, or or at the very least laying low for a while, because he stirred up the hornet's nest. So maybe lay low and let the news of Trump indictments come out before he emerges again. But I don't think he was caught a bit off guard by that. And again, I was mentioning money. He's okay. His campaign is going to reduce in size. Figure going 75% power, or his campaign going quiet for a while. He's having a hard time getting the money. He's having a hard time financing his campaign. He had raised a bunch of money, but the those were all like big donors that came in, and he's not getting the little donor money. I think he might suspend his campaign. Do not be surprised if he suspends it. He's having money issues. Ace of Swords in the past. He had his moment at his shot at the throne, and he thinks he had a great shot at it. He was going to be the Republican nominee. He was better than Trump, and a lot of people thought he was going to be a force to reckon with Trump, but that's not panned out, not even a little bit. So, but again, that sword is in the past. Now, his current situation, he's got more information, and people that do his polling numbers and things like that. Looking forward, if he asks the questions, he'll get the answers. And this could be polling, going out and asking the general public their thoughts on what's going on with his campaign. But ultimately, you need the money to win the campaign. He doesn't have it. And he may not have the popular support either. He is absolutely thinking about pulling the plug on his campaign at this point, or what his next strategy is going to be if he stays in it. He's at a crossroads. He's getting information. Maybe it's conflicting information, but he's getting information that's really starting to undermine that Ace of Swords. He's progressed. What's going to be the outcome? The lesson to be learned is that weariness. He's on his last legs. Believe it or not, this guy's already on his last legs. His numbers have dropped. His financing has dropped. His crusade
hasn't panned out, and now he has to decide what he's going to do, because maybe he needs to focus on Florida more. Maybe that's his better political path, is being the governor of Florida rather than the president of the United States. Outcome, he is starved of cash. He runs out of money. He runs out of money. And his handling of shipping immigrants isn't going to help him. He's got some stuff coming up for him. You know what this is? He's got other things he needs to worry about rather than running for president. Because with like the Fonnie Willis stuff and the RICO case stuff and everything else that's going on, there's probably something going on that we don't know about involving him and money. And, either like immigrants or trafficking or something along those lines, as well as his campaign having financial issues or his campaign running out of money. Yeah, and then underneath it all is money, trying to get that money. He's taking a break because he can't get the money. He's looking for the money. He had the idea, but the data information's coming in that we don't know about that's causing him to decide, do I keep campaigning or do I stop? Because there's some other battle that he's been wary about that's coming up. That's what this card's telling me. It's like, yeah, if like the federal government were investigating him, or those Matt Gaetz, Roger Stone, those charges that we've been waiting for forever. Maybe there's finally some movement on those, and now he's got a shit moment coming up for him, and it's going to leave him out in the cold. This guy is in big, big, big trouble. So now I want to read on that. I was thinking I was going to wrap up after this one, but holy smokes, Ron DeSantis, you are supplying the drama, mama. Did not see that one coming. I just figured, DeSantis, whatever. No, not whatever. DeSantis is in trouble. Okay, so this is now a two-way question here. First off, is he going to suspend his campaign? And second off, what in God's name are these charges? Actually, I'm going to read on the charges on this other thing first. Does he have court charges coming up against him? Investigations and charges. DeSantis have investigations and charges coming up against him for entertainment purposes only. I don't know the workings on stuff like this. I'm not in the know on this. But I know he's been investigated. What's going on with DeSantis and these criminal charges? What's this Nine of Wands about? Come on down. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Money and young people. Money and young people. And the end of it, he can't get the money for his campaign, and something having to do with money and young people. Again, Matt Gaetz and Joel Greenspan. That was all about trafficking young women. And now we've got Page of Pentacles, and DeSantis might be linked into that as well. Again, entertainment purpose only. I don't know that, but young people, money, and the Tower. And what you have underneath there is the High Priestess. That was the card that came up. There's something that came up that's telling him about young people and money, and the Tower that's going to bring him down. And oh God, there we go. 5 of Coins. This is going to be the undoing. He absolutely will stop his campaign because he's got a bigger problem on his horizon. This, just did a reading on Disney and such. Disney owns Star Wars. The Death Star is here. And he's on planet Alderaan. And they're a defenseless planet. They have no weapons. Jeez. Yeah, this is going to be about, again, young people, about the weird stuff, weird relationships that he's had with young people, and trafficking and stuff. God, it's another freaking trafficking. It's my second trafficking video of the day. Don't like reading on trafficking, but again, weird stuff involving young people, money, trafficking. Fool foolishness, foolish behaviors. Again, young people just starting their lives. Youth. All these youth cards that are surrounding him. Again, Matt Gaetz and
Joel Greenberg and such sending Venmo payments to these 18, 19, 20-year-old girls for books and birthdays and stuff like that. College tuition.
It's almost like a prostitution ring that he's involved in. That type of vibe. You know what I mean? Again, entertainment purpose only. I have no information on that. I'm just trying to interpret the cards and what it would feel like to look at something like that. False friend, Knight of Cups. So about young people with money, fake relationships. Yeah, this is about like child prostitution. This is like prostitution and sex trafficking. That's what this is. Because you're pimping these people out under false pretenses. Outcome. Victory. Or the look at me card. I think this is a culmination of the investigation. I think the victory is that finally this investigation is coming out. We've been waiting for Matt Gaetz, and I know that folks who've been watching my channel for a while have been asking, what about Matt Gaetz? Is that guy ever going to get his comeuppance? And it didn't seem like he would. Joel Greenberg was a lousy, horrible witness, and I guess the woman who was 17 at the time, she's problematic as a witness as well. So the feds opted not to pursue that case any further, which gave Matt Gaetz a short-term victory. But it looks like there's something coming up here that's going to impact Ron DeSantis way more than people in Iowa jeering him about Donald Trump. Okay, so now I want to find out, how does this impact his... So that's, again, it looks like it's about, when you've got pages of coins, pages of cups, and Knight of Cups, it's about young people, money, relationships, and false relationships. That sounds like prostitution to me. Or I should make it a broader term, sex trafficking. Sex trafficking could be more than prostitution. Forcing them to do pornos or posting stuff online, or whatever. He's going to be associated with that. All the stuff that they accuse the Democrats of. Entertainment purposes only. I'm just interpreting the cards, and that's what it would look like. And this is reading about Ron DeSantis, so the two are linked. And unless DeSantis has some major anti-sex trafficking legislation that he suddenly realized that he needs to work on and not worry about running for president, that would fit too. But since I haven't heard anything about that, I'm going the more lurid details, shall we say. Okay, what's this going to do with regards to his presidential run? Strong action. Strong action needs to be taken, and pragmatic. He wants to be president. He's got to be real. He's not going to be president. He doesn't have the numbers. And he's got other things that requires his big stick. Or his little stick, little Ron. Yeah. Maybe Casey will run for political office while he's dealing with his other issues. In the past, we've got the Hermit. His secrets are being exposed. What he did in the past is now being exposed. And now it's decision time. He has to make a big decision and put all his energy into it. And if it means, killing off your, resigning as the governor or resigning from running for president, you need to make a choice. What do we have underneath it? Two of Wands is the planning, the looking forward stage. It's looking at the next step. This Ace of Wands, this Queen of Swords, it's looking at what's coming down the road for him, and he needs to act now. He needs to act really soon on this one. Current situation is the Nine of Coins. Again, on a low energy, I can look at this as a woman who's earned her means for as a madam or something along those lines. Yeah, this is about women and money. Women and money. You know, maybe taking these girls and grooming them for money. I don't think this is like Casey DeSantis. Magician. Yeah, he needs to worry about this money. He needs to come up with some plan. He needs to literally needs to pull a rabbit out of his hat. Muddy the waters on it. He needs to do something. He can't do both with this Ace of Wands. His secrets are coming out. His secrets are coming out, and he needs to do something about it. He can't sit and wait anymore because his secrets are coming out. Got the Hermit revealing them, and his secrets are coming out. And now it's like, you know what this is? This is getting in front of the train. This is getting in front of the news cycle before the secrets are come out. Lovers, about the relationships that he's had with people and the relationships that he's influenced. This guy has got some big problems. Now I was asking, will this suspend his campaign? I'm so focused on the trafficking. He can try and keep his campaign going. I just don't think he doesn't have the money to do it, and you've got to have the energy to do it. And that Nine of Wands was like, he's been waiting for something for another shoe to drop for a while, and it hasn't dropped yet. Thank you for coming back into focus here. And he needs to make a choice. Lover's card. I think that innuendo that Trump was saying about Ron's previous relationships, and Casey DeSantis probably she'd be shocked or wouldn't like it if he shared the news. He's going to share the news. Trump's going to be getting desperate with all this indictment stuff. Ron can't raise money. Trump's getting desperate. Trump is going to try and put the sword into DeSantis, especially if he knows that DeSantis has got some other legal stuff coming his way. So, yeah, Ron DeSantis, you're telling Disney that you don't want them to do lawsuits. Is that because you've got other things coming up in court that are really going to ravage your reputation and require all of your time and attention? I'm going to ask if he's going to resign the governorship. Will he even have to? Will these court cases force him to resign? Just sorry, quick thought on that one. Why did that one come to mind? Got this picture of him waving to people in Iowa. But if you've got that much strength card, he's going to try and hold on. I think he's going to try and hold on to his governorship and beat off these charges. But is he going to resign? That's what the Magician was about. He's trying to stay in power, try to do what he can do to stay in power. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, he needs that power and that protection that the governorship gives him. We've got the Three of Swords, betrayal. Oh God, you've got the presidential run, his fights with Disney, and now this court case coming on. All these things. He's not going to be the president. He's not going to win his fight with Disney, and now he's got a court case coming up here, allegedly. Possibly with young people and trafficking. And there's that strength card. There's the strength card. He's trying to maintain his strength. He's trying to maintain his authority. Because if he's in a position of authority, he could kind of fight it off. So that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and maintain being the governor of Florida. And if that means he has to stop, roll over on the presidency, roll over on Disney, then he'll do that. But he's trying desperately now to stay in power,
to keep himself out of trouble, you know, politically connected, so he doesn't have to face the consequences of his actions, assuming there's some actions to face consequences for. Well, this reading did not go like I thought it was going to go. This took a wild turn. I thought I was just going to get all snarky about people, you know, throwing rotten eggs and overripe fruit at Ron DeSantis, and that's not where we ended. But that's why you do the reading. Sometimes you get little hits like this. So put a pin in it, and we'll see what happens with Ron DeSantis going forward. Thank you for watching this channel and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. For all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found me, and hope you are being entertained with my readings of political events in the United States. Thank you again for your likes and subscribes to help feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video reaches out and impacts as many people as it can reach out to and impact. Thank you again, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.